have to do is basically multiply numerators together, multiply denominators together, and we've got the product. What about if the rational numbers are negative or have differing signs and so forth? Well, then the rules that we learned with respect to multiplying integers actually kick in. Let me just remind you about that really fast because they actually apply here too. So the rules for multiplying two rational numbers, if the signs of the two numbers are the same, then the product is positive. So a positive rational number multiplied by a positive rational number will yield a positive, or if you have a negative rational times a negative rational, you yield a positive. If the signs of the two numbers are different, the product is negative. So positive times a negative rational number is negative, and a negative times a positive rational number is also negative. Armed with those rules, we can see how easy it is to actually multiply rational numbers. Let's just start off first of all by just taking integers times rationals. So here I see 20 times 3/4. Well, that's really straightforward because all you do is you multiply the integer by the numerator. So this is going to equal 20 times 3 all over 4. And so what does that equal? That equals 60 over 4. And let's see if we can write this in simplest form. So we can actually reduce this a little bit, because I can see that the numerator has a factor of 4 in it. It's actually 15 multiplied by 4. I have a 4 in the bottom, so in fact this simplifies to just 15. So in fact 20 times 3/4 is just the number 15. So when you have an integer multiplied by a rational, we just take the integer multiplied by the numerator, we divide that whole thing by the denominator. Let's try another example. Here you'll notice that we have a mixed number. I have 2 4/5 that I'm multiplying by the integer -8. So the first thing to do here is to convert this to an improper fraction. So I have -8 times, so to convert this to an improper fraction, remember that I take 2 times 5, that's 10, and then I add the numerator. So I take 2 times 5, 10, plus 4 is 14 over that bottom 5. So I've just converted this mixed number into an improper fraction. Okay, great. Now I just multiply the -8 times the numerator and put it all over the denominator. And so that works out to be negative, because a negative times a positive is a negative. -112 divided by 5. And you can actually write that if you want as a mixed number and not as an improper fraction, and it turns out to equal -22 and 2/5. So either answer is fine. If they ask us to write it in one way or the other, it'll be good to be able to write it in both. So that is this product here. A negative times a positive, notice, produces a negative answer. So that's great.